What's up?
Oh, nothing much, dude. I think we're about to get your rain, and I'm tired. So for all you people who notice I yawn a lot in the past, I'm going to yawn a whole lot because I'm not sure when your guys' day starts, but mine starts at 4:20 in the morning. So it's a long day.
And it's 4:20 because you've been getting your workout on?
Yeah, pretty much. The alarm goes off at 4:20. I'm out the door by 4:50, and I'm stretching by 5 o'clock a.m.
You know what's... I was going to talk to you, but I don't know, you, George, and all you people out there that work out. Like, I've been, ever since I got it off the bodybuilding kick, and, I told you how I was going to, like, try to downsize. Mm-hmm. And so I'm like, all right, I want to spare muscle. I want to come down, but I don't want to be doing all my aerobic training where it becomes anaerobic and I get my heart rate out of the fat burning zone, And for all you people who don't understand that, that's when you're keeping your heart rate in between 60 and 70% of your maximum heart rate. And once you go above that or below that, you're out of that fat burning zone. So I got this thing, you guys can see it. It's called the Adidas MiCoach. It's a heart monitor, and dude, you gotta snag one up because it's actually so cool. I actually strapped this monitor around my chest and it sits underneath my shirt. And, obviously it monitors my heart rate while I'm working out, but it actually has these 4 levels where it tells you, based on what you want to do, it has a coach that's actually speaking to you, saying like, dude, you're out of your heart rate zone. You know what I mean?
Let me tell you right now. For all you people who are athletes or have played football, there's this thing called an Indian run. I'm sure Kevin's done them. I've done them. It's you get in the line, and the guy from the back has to sprint to the front. So you have to accelerate. And during that acceleration, I'm sure you'd see your heart rate go up. Well, Kevin asked me if I worked out today, and it sounds like that heart monitor would have been perfect because there were 3 of us who had to run a mile. And while we ran a mile, we took turns carrying a 20-pound medicine ball.
Yeah, and that's the thing, that's you see where your heart rate's going. I mean, and the cool thing about this monitor, it can strap on you have an application that you can put on your iPhone or your smartphone,
Android,
and sync it. Yeah, your Android, and just sync it to it via Bluetooth. So it communicates with your phone. You can see everything visually, what's happening during the course of your workouts. The coach actually talks to you. If you like a woman to talk to you, you can have a woman talk to you. If you like a guy talking to you, you can have a guy talk to you. But they not only do they have the regular heart monitor, but they have a couple more products. You guys have to go over, Google MiCoach or go over. I'll put the links below in the description page, and I'll also have some annotations where to go. But they have another product that's sports specific. So like if you play basketball, you wear it while you're playing basketball, and you can sit there and see what your performance is like, and you can get on and see what your performance is like compared to everybody else who's on blogs. And in addition to that, they have all these like hundreds of training routines you can use. So it's amazing what some of these companies are doing now with the technology.
Well, it's for numbers junkies. It's for people like myself who like to see the numbers, because I would have loved to seen when I was running to see if the spike would have been different when I was carrying the medicine ball as opposed to not. And the key to not just working out, but to life is just to be efficient. None of us want to waste any more energy than we absolutely have to. And this product is a great way to measure and to keep you, like you said, in that target zone. So you're not expending too much and you're not expending too little. You're just maintaining. And that's kind of what we should be doing in life. We should be finding that top level efficiency and staying there.
And that's the part where people fail so much, because they're trying to, if you're an endurance athlete, that's one thing. But if you're saying, okay, I want to build muscle, or if I want to spare muscle, then during the course of your workouts, you don't want your heart rate going up above 70% of your maximum heart rate. You just don't want that to happen. And so I was walking, just walking on the treadmill, and my heart rate, was, for me, it needs to be somewhere between 105 and, 125. And it was staying right at 105. And I'm intensifying my walk to get it at 106, 107. Then I would jump off the treadmill, hit a couple burpees or, pull-ups, and then just bam, it would shoot the fuck up. It would shoot up to like 125, 130, and it would stay up there at the top, right on the borderline of that fat burning zone, and then it would slowly creep back down. But you can see what you should be supplementing your workout with based on your heart rate monitor, and that tells you, it tells you specifically where you should stay, and that's a huge instrument if you're trying to get in shape and lose fat the right way. So,
and for anybody who's priced heart rate monitors, this one made by Adidas is coming at a pretty good price point. Now, do you know what's just as deep as the San Antonio bench?
Motherfucking draft.
Yep.
Yes,
the
sir.
NFL draft. It is upon us. And for you folks who don't think, and for a lot of you people out there, there's 2 seasons. There's the NFL season and waiting for the NFL season. For a lot of you, that's the way it is. And I'm amazed at the spectacle that the draft has turned into. When I was a kid, it was 2 days, Saturday, Sunday.
Right.
This shit now starts on a Thursday night and ends, what, in a week?
Yeah.
What do they have, around a day for 7 days? I mean, this is fucking ridiculous.
Oh, shit. Are you serious? It goes a week now?
Dude, I'm kidding. I think it's still, but I do think it's 4 days. If most, it's 3.
It's 3. It's
tomorrow
Thursday,
night.
Friday, and Saturday. Yeah, it starts tomorrow night. It's always started on a Thursday, at least in the last 15 years or so. But
the draft is done what?
It's always started on a Thursday.
Where the fuck have I been? Because when I was a kid, that shit was on Saturday, Sunday.
Well, that might have been when you were a kid. That's kind of getting to be a long time ago, Shorty. Okay? I mean, when you were a kid, that's 20-some years ago, 25 years ago. I said like 15 years ago.
Papa Graybush.
Papa Graybush. But Papa Graybush says, go back to your history books. But look, Scouts Inc. has put the top 32 athletes they got for the draft of 2014. And when I go down this line, I see Jadeveon Clowney, I see Greg Robinson, an offensive tackle out of Auburn, Khalil Mack, obviously who everybody's really high on, that outside linebacker from Buffalo. I see Sammy Watkins, who we all have heard about, wide receiver out of Cleveland, Jake Matthews, basically Bruce Matthews' son, who has ties to Jeff Fisher. So, you can maybe see him going to St. Louis because they have a high pick out of Texas A&M. But when I go down this line, I look and I'm going all the way down here, and they're looking at. I don't see. I'm telling you, I don't see. Let me see. The first, not one quarterback's in the top 32. So as much as they're talking about Johnny Manziel and Blake Bortles and all this, not one of these fucking guys are in the top 32. Nope, I'm sorry. I made a mistake. Blake Bortles is. He's ranked. He's in 18. At 18.
Yeah, well, and do me a favor. When Johnny Manziel goes in the top 10, go ahead and look at that list again and look at your top 32.
Oh,
Those
God,
might be the top 32 guys, but Johnny Manziel is going to get drafted in the top 10. I don't give a shit. Buffalo is looking to trade up into the 2 spot. The Eagles are rumored to try to trade into the top 10. Cleveland says they don't want Manziel. Maybe they do, but they don't, but I don't. Dallas Cowboys are yammering about Manziel, and this is a team who did shit. Well, the Dallas Cowboys had the worst draft ever last year.
I made a mistake, everybody. I'm sorry. Blake Bortles is sitting at 18 in this, and Scouts Inc. It's top 32. And actually, Manziel's at 22. And actually, Teddy Bridgewater's at 28.
Dude,
I don't know how I missed that. Yeah, I don't know how to. Well, honestly, what do you think? What do you think about? I mean, even you look at Ron Jaworski and all these people that did not give Manziel any credit. Now everybody's starting to have a change of heart. Everybody's starting to think, okay, he did pretty good on the Wonderlic. He's pretty impressive in his workouts. They're starting to think, okay, this guy could be like another Russell.
Here's the ultimate thing. This is why teams are going to turn around because how many first round picks in the last 5 to 10 years have turned out to live up to their hype?
I will say this: first round picks. I mean, Andrew Luck,
right?
Definitely did. Andrew Luck did.
RG3, Andrew Luck. If you look at last year's draft, where was Richard Sherman drafted?
Huh?
What round was Richard Sherman taken in?
I don't fucking know, but he just signed
Colin Kaepernick.
I don't know.
Russell Wilson.
I don't know. Russell way down. I mean, most of them, and same thing. You can go all the way back to back in the day with Tom Brady. The only thing I'm getting at is
these days when you Sam Bradford was, I think, one of the last, if not the last class to not have this structured salary. You're not gambling that much with a first round pick.
Right.
So if you honestly think that your team is a Johnny Manziel away, and you're Jacksonville, and right now Jacksonville needs to get butts in seats. How else do you get butts in seats? By putting a crazy, fantastic, win at all costs, lay it out on the line player. Why not draft Johnny Manziel? Bring him to Jacksonville, try to put asses in seats. And what have you given up? It's not like Sam Bradford, who got $68 million guaranteed. You're not giving up as much as an NFL team. So I don't really see the value of these systems anymore because it all comes down to the cash. You're not doling out the cash you used to, so who gives a shit when you draft this guy?
Right. I'm going to see some. I will say this though, George. If I look at the number one draft picks, who was the number one draft? When I've seen the first overall draft pick, like if I look at, I think Cam Newton was one, the last quarterback, and fucking and whatchamajig,
Andrew Luck.
Andrew Luck, and they both have done pretty well.
Right.
So.
I'm not knocking the number one draft picks. What I'm saying is now you're not investing and you don't have to give up the amount of money that you used to. So why not gamble a little bit? Because my thing is you can still pick up a game-changing player. You can pick up a game-changing player in the 7th round. You can pick up an undrafted free agent. I'm not saying it always happens, but that's just as much as a gamble. Whether you take somebody in the 1st or take somebody in the 7th, this shit is just hopes and dreams and maybes and what-ifs.
I think though the landscape, the way the game is changing in football, I think like with the quarterbacks, I mean, since I don't think there's really been a true bust since Jamarcus Russell. I look at 2009, the number one overall pick and I'm looking at number overall picks that are quarterbacks. Matthew Stafford, great. I mean, is doing a great job in Detroit. You know, number 2010 is Sam Bradford. He's iffy. You know, obviously he's had some injury setbacks, but he's not a bust by no means. He's performed. He's done well. Not maybe.
Wait, time out. You think Sam Bradford's not a bust?
I mean, I just think I thought Sam Bradford was, to me, I thought he was, because of his injury. I thought he was a risk. You know what I mean? Honestly, he's done as good as I thought he would do.
If RG3 wasn't your quarterback, would you want him to quarterback your team?
Who, Sam Bradford?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck no. That's what I said. I said I don't.
Then
I
he's
didn't.
a bust.
I didn't. Yeah. I mean.
To be a number one quarterback drafted 4 years ago, 5 years ago, and you don't want him to start as your quarterback on your team. He's a bust.
Yeah,
strictly from the amount of money you invested in him.
But my point is that I wouldn't have drafted him. So you're right because
shit.
he's a bust, but I just wouldn't have. I just thought he was I think the reason that Sam Bradford is a bust because it's kind of like what could happen with RG3. RG3 had a sensational season his first year, then he gets hurt, and then all of a sudden everybody's like, oh, he's fucked up. Can he rebound from that? If he can't rebound from that, then he goes right in the same category as Sam Bradford. You know, but if you looked at RG3 his first season, everybody was like, holy fucking shit, this kid was a great deal. You know what I mean? Now you look at the other two are Cam Newton and Andrew Luck, both who are having a lot of success with their respective teams.
So
and
here's my question. You're the Texans. Who are you taking?
If I'm the Texans, I'm taking Clowney. All day long.
I am too. I don't even see how that's even disputable at this point because the idea to have those two bookends that could cause an immense amount of headaches and havoc for quarterbacks to come for years is just because the thing is you hope Jadeveon Clowney comes in and learns something from J.J. Watt.
Yeah, and I mean, you have those two, J.C. Watts and him. I mean, that is fucking two bookends. That is fucking crazy. Like, I mean, come on, we saw it in Seattle this past year. Defense won it. We saw it back with the Baltimore Ravens back in 2000. When you have teams that have such a fucking crazy defense, now if the Texans can get two cover corners, they're hooked. They can win games strictly on not allowing you to score. You know, and that's what Seattle did. And you see that it starts to wear on the other team's defense because they're on the field the whole time. You go three and out with Seattle.
And here's the other thing. As the Houston Texans, I don't want to win a whole lot of games next year because I want to draft Jameis King Crab Legs Winston. That's who I want to take.
There must have been some good ass crab legs, shorty.
That's such a fucked up story, but that's another story for another day. What Kevin and I are basically getting at is the NFL draft is coming. We're going to go after the draft. We'll go over the winners, the losers, and the what were you doings. Right. And I think we're done.
We are done, man. We are done. George, as I always say, hold Philly down. Don't forget to get your Adidas MiCoach, shorty. It is a awesome heart monitor. It will keep you in the fat burning zone, my friend, and have somebody yelling in your ear at the same time.